So welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. So let's make a Christmas wreath, but let's make it the easy way. Let's get some supplies over, let's say from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm going to show you how to decoupage the letters and put it all together to make not only an easy wreath, but a beautiful one. So let's get started. Okay, so you've seen the beginning picture. You know how it all ends out, or ends up, I should say. But we're going to make a really easy kind of project with these 3 wreaths that you can do for like any saying. Maybe you want to do it with your name. Maybe you have, a special Christmas word for you, like Noel, or even you could do this for Thanksgiving and do thankful or whatever you want to do. That would be a long wreath, just so you know. But I'm going to show you how to kind of customize a beautiful wall hanging by using already made products. And then I'm going to show you some tricks and tips on how to decoupage. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get started. And as you can see, I am going to do the word joy. Now, I did pick up these white letters for $1.99 a piece. They are about 6 inches in height. And for me, for this wreath, it's going to be perfect. So I picked up the word joy. You could do anything you wanted, like Noel, peace. You could do like Merry Christmas and maybe have different lettering and all that sort of thing, but be creative. That is the whole point. I want you to be creative with this. So I was at Hobby Lobby and I picked up these letters. So I already have these done. So I'm going to set this aside, but we're going to do the J. But before we do the J, I want to show you kind of like this trick that I saw on TikTok, and I follow 2 different people. I can't remember, oh goodness, both of their names. I know one's Wilshire Collections, I believe, and the other one, but I will link their accounts in the description box below. So I'm sorry that for whatever reason, my brain isn't working right now. So first of all, we're going to use, this is what we're going to use. I'm going to use this really pretty tissue paper that you would like put in a bag for Christmas and stuff, like that sort of thing. But let's talk about what you could use. You could use this. You could also use scrapbook paper if that's what you wanted to do, if that was the design you wanted. You could also use fabric, which I don't have any around me. And you could also use a napkin, like a paper napkin. And usually these have several plies of paper in them, and then you're gonna basically, you just want that top ply. Let's see. I think this one has a top. Maybe this one doesn't. Sometimes you get these and it has several pieces, like layers. Well, this one has proven me wrong. So this one doesn't have it. So you would just use this. I don't think there is another layer. So you could use paper napkins, work really well, but you only want the top. If it has several layers, only the top layer. That's all you need, okay? So fabric, paper, tissue paper, napkins, there's lots to choose from. But today I'm going to use this. Even though this is a little bit more temperamental, this tissue paper, I'm going to use it because I like this design. This is like my favorite. So, but I wanted to kind of show you a really cool Mod Podge kind of hack or trick that I saw from one of the people that I follow on TikTok. So I'm sorry, I can't think of the name. So I'm going to I always just grab a paper plate. Let's see, I already have one of these sponge rollers here. And for this one, I'm just going to, oops, I really put way too much there. Okay, we're just going to do that. And the important trick for this one is that you're going to want to get it all covered in Mod Podge, okay? So this is just these little, I don't know if you've seen them at Dollar Tree. I'll show you the packaging. But one of my Dollar Trees, not all of them, have these wooden planks. And they have like 6 of them. So I was using this to test everything. And I thought, oh my goodness, what a great idea. So I will definitely be looking for more of those to maybe do another project with or something. But it's just like a great thing to kind of test out. So basically, you want to put your Mod Podge on all of it. Make sure it's on all the corners. It's very important for the next step. Okay, so once it's all done and dry, and it dries pretty quickly. I put this in front of my heater. You can kind of see a little bit of the sheen on it. I have one of these little miniature irons that I got, and I think I ordered it from the lady who I saw this from. She had an Amazon link and I ordered it from her link, but I will have this in my Amazon storefront, and it's just a little like crafting iron. Be really careful. This is really, really important. But all you're going to do, and you can do it with this paper, but you need to be very, very careful and take your time. But I'm going to demonstrate with, oops, we're rolling away there. I'm just going to demonstrate with paper here. And basically, I'm going to line it up the best I can. And then when you put your little iron on it, basically what that is doing is activating that Mod Podge and is making your paper stick to your wood. So if you had fabric, this is a great way to do it on fabric. And these little irons, I want to say they were like maybe $10 or $15. I don't even know if it was that much, honestly. It's been a while. I've had this for a while. So I'm going to just kind of go over there. So this is just a Mod Podge hack, okay? Now, I'm not going to use it with the tissue paper. You can use it with the tissue paper. It's just really, really sensitive because it's so thin. But I did see her use it with fabric and worked great. So if you want to like Mod Podge fabric or paper, this is a really cool hack. And I just love the way it turned out. So grab yourself one of these. It'll be in my Amazon storefront. Okay, so you could just simply cut this out like this. And I'm going to show you another trick here. Let's see if that cuts. And then you've got your Mod Podge piece of wood or whatever sign you're wanting to do. This is kind of a sample. But if you wanted to put more Mod Podge over it to seal it, go right ahead. Okay, so for the J, we're just going to take our Mod Podge. Oops, we just got a little bit there. That'll be all right. And I'm just going to make sure I put a really good coat on it. And this does not need to be perfect. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't need to be perfect. If you craft and you craft with the objection or, you know, with the purpose of everything looking perfect, you're really going to spend a lot of money in craft supplies. I'm just going to tell you. Because I mess up all the time, guys. And I messed up on the O. And then I did the Y, and I did a little bit better with the Y, but I still messed up. But you know what? It's okay. It's going to be beautiful when this is done. So I'm going to take this. I cut out a piece of my paper here, and I even took the warm iron and went over the paper, and it kind of got out some of the wrinkles. So what's really important here is to just take your time. I want to make sure that this is pretty straight, and there are going to be little wrinkles. That's okay. I kind of like the wrinkles. That's just me, okay? And that's all right. So that's what's going to show here, all right? And I tried like a little scrapey thing for my Cricut stash, but I feel like with this tissue paper, it's a little too fragile. So I just am going to use my fingers. I kind of feel like that's the best. All right, and then we're going to flip it over. All right. These were only $1.99 a piece. I'm going to just take my straight edge, and this is where I'm going to take my time, okay? I'm going to try to cut as closely as I can to the letter without getting too close. Because what I have found is when I get a little too close, I risk tearing the paper on my letter. So I don't want to get too close. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. This is why I love these mats. I have them in my Amazon storefront. Again, you can click on that link in the description box below. And, you know, if you have a crafter in your life, it's going to be Christmas. This is a great present. Things like this add up. And if they don't have these types of items, it's really a great thing to give for Christmas. I love my glue gun. I love my wood burner. You know, my favorite scissors are here. All right, so I'm going to just kind of make sure I don't tear. All right, so as you can see, we didn't get it all. You know, we still have some. Now I see that I have a little bit of a gap. Do you see those little white spots? Let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of this green here, and I'm just simply going to Mod Podge a patch over it. Again, this isn't perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. A little bit of Mod Podge there, and I'm just simply going to, this would be good for if you had some tweezers, I think, too. I think that would be good. All right. Oops. Sticking to my finger instead. Okay. And then I'm going to put some over top. Okay, so here's the fun part. And I'm going to get my rusty old lighter out. So don't pay attention to my lighter. But I used it on the O and the Y. Now, here's the thing, guys. I need you to take proper precautions. Now, I would not recommend doing this indoors. I would recommend doing this outdoors, okay? And with maybe gloves and all that. But again, I'm filming for YouTube and I'm trying to make sure that you can see the process. So I'm going to be very careful as I do this. I've already done this several times. So just be careful. And again, you don't have to do this step. You can just simply let it dry completely and then just take your straight edge and go around, maybe scissors or whatever you are working on. So basically all you're going to do is you're just going to light the edges on fire here. And what happens is like that one, I don't know if you can see it. It's just going around. Now it might go out here. So I'm just going to kind of show it to you here. But I just think that that is so cool. I have no idea who figured this out. Now it stopped because this is a little too wet. Okay, so let me see if I can light that one. Okay, it's going around. Still burning. I just think this is really cool and such a neat way to do this. You could let this dry, you could sand the edges, and there you go. So there's a little bit right there, but that's all right. I got a little bit over here that hasn't been done. Yeah. And that's all you're going to do. And the wood it hasn't caught on fire for me. So there you go. That is, and I'm just going to kind of, there is our joy. And I just like the way it looks. Again, if you look really close, you can see where I had to add a patch right there. But I think it looks beautiful. I love it. It'll be a little rustic. That's okay. So now let's put our wreaths together. Okay, so I have my wreaths. I have 3 wreaths that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. Okay, you can keep this in if you don't want to add. I know this doesn't. You can't see it very good. You could keep the little hanger that they have on for the top of the wreath if you wanted. I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to cut it off. No big deal. But again, if you don't want to do the last step that I do, you could just do this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take these wreaths. These were $9.99 a piece, but they're 50% off. So I got them for $5 a piece, which I feel like I couldn't have made 3 of these little wreaths for $15. So if you have like maybe you just want to use little grapevine wreaths and make this project. Maybe you want to do like little foam wreaths from Dollar Tree and wrap them in yarn. Use your imagination. There's a lot of options here. So basically we're going to flip them over and we're going to connect them, but I'm just kind of looking at how I want them to look. All right, so let's just flip them over. And basically the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some zip ties and we're going to connect them, but then we're going to use some ribbon to kind of make it pretty. I'm going to just grab some zip ties and I'm going to see if I can work it through the grapevine here into the next one. Yep, that's going to work. And then I'm just going to connect them like this. Okay, let's turn that over. Yep, that looks good. So I just have some black ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to just kind of cut about 14 inches. And at this point, I'm going to take it and I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to glue the ribbon down to this. I'm going to grab my favorite glue gun here, and I'm going to let that set up. And then I'm going to do this one too. And I don't think I need quite that much ribbon. And then I'm going to do the same here. Oops, it's coming undone. So we got to hold it down. Okay, so we have our ribbon, and you know what? If you don't want this step, don't add this step. You could simply just zip tie these together and it would be really pretty. Now I got these little, they're called D-wire rings, and I got them at Hobby Lobby again. And so basically I wanted to use this as kind of my hanger. So I'm gonna run the ribbon through one side here, and let's just flip this over, okay? As you can see, I got glue everywhere. It's okay. It's okay. All right, so basically what I want to do is I want to just make this kind of, I don't want to make it too long. And I'm just going to glue this together, okay? I think that's about kind of where I want it, because I'm going to put a bow up there. So we're going to just do this. We're going to cut it a little bit more. So about 22 inches or so should be plenty here. It's really up to you. And then I'm just going to glue that and hold that down. I'm going to glue it together first. And then I'll glue it to the actual frame. Okay, so you can do one of two things. You could make wires, and you know, you could even probably staple them on the back and then just wire it in, or you could just simply glue this to your wreaths. Now I'm in Ohio, or I'm not in Ohio. I used to live in Ohio. If you live in Ohio, hi. I'm in Michigan, so I'm not really too worried about it. So I'm just simply going to glue it down. Let's see here. The J is probably the one that kind of concerns me the most, but I think if we just do a little bit here, a little bit at the top, I think it's going to work out good. So let me put this one down. Oops. I got a little bit of glue where I didn't want to, but again, it's okay, guys. It'll be beautiful. All right. Okay, so now I want to put the O down. Honestly, we can put a little bit in over here. Then we're going to do this side. So basically, you're just going to go around and you're going to glue your letters down on your wreaths, okay? I messed up just a little bit there. You can see a little bit of my glue, but that's all right. It's going to be just fine. But okay, so one more step and we're done, okay? I have this ribbon. I bought it from the Wreath shop. I don't know exactly when and if they still have it in stock, but I thought this would be kind of a nice little, I like the pattern. I like the stripes in the pattern, or the plaid for me. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make a very, very simple little bow. It's not gonna be hard, okay? So we're gonna start off and we're gonna have 8 inches for our tail. We're probably not gonna use them, and we're gonna gather. And then I'm gonna make another 8 inches. So here's 10. This is why I love these mats, again, in my Amazon store. And you're gonna bring it together, okay? So I'm gonna hold it and then I'm gonna twist it like so, all right? Because I gotta have the right side ribbon showing. So we want just another 8 inches. Keep everything nice and consistent, and we're gonna come back to the middle, okay? And then I'm gonna twist it again so that my tail looks the right way. So I'm going to cut that about 8 inches. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here, okay? So there we go. We got a simple little bow. We're just going to take a fuzzy black Chanel stem, and I'm going to go around, and that's going to be all there is. I'm going to twist, and then I'm going to go around again to kind of make that center a little bit more prominent there, and I'm going to twist again. All right, now let's just bring our tails down. I feel like this is a little, these white and black, it's like, whoo, it's out there. So I'm gonna dovetail these. So I'm just gonna fold it together here, fold it in, and I'm gonna cut at an angle. All right, so about the same, we're gonna cut about right there, fold it in. Okay, about right there. All right. I think that's super cute and such a cute little bow. And I really like this ribbon because it has a lot of structure to it. I love ribbon that has structure to it. So let's put this on at the top and we're going to be done. That's a pretty easy, this is a pretty easy project, okay? And so basically I'm going to just pull it down here, okay? I'm going to just find a spot up here and I'm going to kind of gather it and then put my bow right here. Let's just twist this. Put this on the back here so I can twist it. And then where are my cutters? Cut off the back. Bend that in. We don't want nothing to scratch our door. I'm going to bring that tail. So let's put it this way. Can you see it? Joy! And it has a nice pretty bow at the top. So I hope you enjoyed this project. This was fun for me. This is something a little different. If you made it all the way to the end, okay? I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday, and I hope you're looking forward to Christmas. And watch my Christmas playlist. I'll have it in the description box below if you need ideas this year for decorating. If you need to know how to make a bow, I've got you covered there too. So make sure you're following me here. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and we will see you next time in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye-bye.